Okay, we're starting chapter 3 in geometry. This is the first section, and we're going to be talking about duplicating line segments and angles using geometric constructions. As soon as I find my pencil, I'm going to write down a definition for you. So if you are doing a geometric construction, the tools you use: compass and a straight edge. So a straight edge is anything that's straight, obviously. In my case, for today, I'm going to be using this protractor. I'm not using a protractor to measure angles. I'm just using it because it has a straight edge on it. You can use a ruler, but one thing you need to remember is that you don't ever measure anything with the ruler. You only use the ruler for its straight edge. So the first thing they're going to ask you to do in 3.1 is to duplicate these two line segments and those two angles, and I'm just going to show you easy ways to do that. Okay, so I know that each line segment is going to be obviously on a straight line segment, right? Here's my vertex. Make a vertex on one of them, and then you're going to come up here, measure the length of this with your compass. Remember, we never use a measuring tool like a ruler. I just want it to be the same length. I want it to be that length right there. Make a line. Erase what's extra, and you have just created AB. Do the same thing with C. You could also just start with I'm going to have that be my C vertex. Measure CD. Come over here. Swing an arc. That's what that means, to swing an arc. And any point along there will be the length of CD. Couple pointers when you're dealing with a compass like this. Only touch the pointy part. Don't mess around with the pencil, only to, make it bigger or smaller. But when you're doing construction, only hold on to the pointy part. Don't hold on to your pencil. Don't grab it at the top. Do everything like this. Also, it helps. I don't know if you know this already. If you're making a circle with a compass, it's easier if you move the paper. And then you can make really good, easy circles. Make sure your compass is tightened by this thing so it doesn't move around. Okay, now I want to duplicate these angles. I'm going to do the acute angle first. And again, I know that I'm going to start that. There's one of the sides of my angle, and there's the vertex. And that's going to be X. All right. So come up here, and you're going to see this little arc right here. I'm going to duplicate that, and it needs to be the same distance away from the vertex as it is in the original. So then you're going to come down here, and I'm just going to swing an arc like that. I'm going to come back up here and measure the opening where that arc is. Maybe. Well, you can't really see what I'm doing. Okay, so I'm going to measure that opening right there. Come down here, swing an arc so it intersects right there. And the reason you do that is so that now I can connect this intersection with the vertex, and I have duplicated this angle right here. All right, you're going to do the same thing with the obtuse angle. Again, I know that it obviously starts with a side. I'm going to have that be my vertex Y. I'm going to come up here and duplicate that arc. I want the same distance away from the vertex. Come down here to my new vertex. And I know it's an obtuse angle, so I'm going to swing a pretty wide arc. All right. Now I want to open my compass to this opening. That's a little wide. That's a little narrow. Perfect. So now I come down here, put my compass point right here, swing an arc so it intersects the arc I just made. And then you're going to use your straight edge to connect this intersection with your vertex. And you have just duplicated that obtuse angle. Okay, I want to do number 2 on your worksheets. If you didn't get those in class, if you were absent, remember that those worksheets are available on the Teams page, on my notebook for the Teams page for block 3, and hopefully you have a printer at home that you can just print them off. So number 2 says construct a line segment with length 3pq minus 2rs. Remember that we're not using any measurements, so this is not an algebraic equation. And when it says construct, it means to use a compass and a straight edge. If it doesn't want you to use a compass and a straight edge, the directions will say draw or sketch. But in this case, we need to construct it. So I need to construct a line, first of all, that's 3 PQs. All right. I'm going to go ahead and draw a pretty long line just to get me started. This little straight edge is a little longer. All right, I'm going to start from here. I need to measure PQ with my compass. Maybe. There we go. Okay, and I'm going to do 3 of them. There's 1, 2, 3. So right there, I'm at 3. But I have to subtract 2 of these. So now I got to measure RS with my compass. And I'm going to subtract 2 of those. So there's 1. And there's 2. And then you just erase what's left over. So this is equal to 3PQ minus 2RS. And that's it for 3.2.